Hey guys, Sandy here, and today I am using my Kill-A-Kit kit that I created based on the Capture Life collection from Echo Park. So I've got a bunch of goodies in here, and then I have this photo of my daughter last year when she was making homemade French fries. That is a thing we love, homemade French fries, and our Ninja Foodie. Oh, so good. So good. So let's see what I can do. Now, I didn't record myself using this paper right here. This is a pre-made toner sheet from Brutus Monroe. I ran it through my Mink, and I have to confess, I ran it through with a sheet of foil that I had used previously. So I ran it through twice, and there are still black parts of the toner showing through because I didn't use a solid foil sheet. I was being cheap or thrifty, however you want to judge me, and just went ahead and ran it through twice. And I figured since I was going to have this pop of black throughout the page that it would be okay if it still had a little bit of black on it. That was my reasoning. Take it or leave it, but that's how I'm thinking. So I have these scraps of paper, and this pink ombre paper I am leaving in its full capacity, whatever. Words are not my thing today. And then these strips right here that are on top, I just trimmed them down off of the papers that were also in my kit. Now, I was trying to think if I wanted something to be underneath of the black paper, if I wanted to add a little pop of color. I just wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to do with the background. At first, I ripped this sheet of cardstock thinking that the cameras were going to be what poked through. And I ultimately didn't do that, and I kind of wish I did because the paper that I ended up putting back there, the blue's slightly off. It wasn't in my kit, and I didn't really feel like going through and searching for the perfect shade of blue. So it's a paper that's used, and the layout looks good. I just wish I would have done that background paper differently. However, it is not so terrible that I feel the need to go redo that layout or pull off that paper, because done is better than not done, guys. Done is better than not done. I cannot tell you how important that is and how much that changed my scrapbooking. So it used to take hours for me to make a layout. Hours, sometimes days, and that is not a fun process for me. It is not fun for me to sit there and agonize over every single decision like that. So you know what? Yes, I still fiddle around with things and I try to make it look good and, put it to where I like it. But if I grab it and I put it down and I think, yeah, that's good enough, 9.9 times out of 10, I'm going to leave it that way because I have a lot of photographs. I have a lot of photographs for what I'm currently scrapbooking, which includes 2020, 2019, and the last few layouts of 2018 because I just haven't done them yet, and I really should get them done. Plus, I have photos that are waiting to be printed, and I have a ton of old photos that, I could just scrapbook for years. Seriously, years, guys. So it's important to me to get it done. It is less important that every page is a work of art. And that is just the way I feel. And you probably feel that way about my layouts as well. You probably like some, you probably love some, you probably are like, and then you probably are like some of them are like, oh girl, that's horrible. And that's fine. Totally and completely fine. I am not scrapbooking to please anyone but myself and my family right now because they like to look at them as a yearbook type thing, like to go back and look at memories. So that is all I'm worried about. All I am worried about. And here I was concerned that I wasn't going to have anything to say while I was figuring out the strips and how they want it to go. And of course, you know, I got on my soapbox. I feel like I wasn't on the soapbox for a while, and then like all of a sudden the words are coming forth. And I think it is directly correlated to the maniacs at work. So with the pandemic maniacs at work, they're a little bit different. They're different than the regular maniacs. They're the ones that are scared and, you know, freaking out because they can't get the toilet paper they need, or we don't have enough hand sanitizer for them, or what do you mean there's a limit? Those kind of people are, you know, they're just lost little puppies, and they just need a little love and attention, and they're good. But then, you know, the real raging maniacs are back. You know, the thieves and the liars, and, you know, the attitudes and the entitled, and yeah, so they're all back. So I feel like my soapbox is coming out more on scrapbooking. I don't know. I joke with my friends that I'm going to have a tell-all book with some of the stories I have after, if I ever stop this job, but oh my word. Okay, so what I'm doing right now, in case you're wondering what the heck is going on here, is I'm using these peel-offs. And these are kind of like a vinyl-y sticker. I don't know if they're true vinyl, but they're a sticker. And they come in different forms. So we have some rickrack, we have some pinstripe ones, we have pinstripes that go really thin and thicker, and then there's like these thicker striped ones, and I don't remember what the exact name is. But they come from lovefromlizzie.com, and Lizzie is an amazing person I met at Junkie Fest. Super excited to meet her. Signed up for her card kit while I was still at Junkie Fest, and have received it ever since then. So almost 2 years now. And I cannot tell you how fabulous her card kits are. And that might seem weird coming from a scrapbooker, but I don't use her kits to make cards. I use them to scrapbook. And that's just the truth of it. And there's definitely, like, I love them. I love them. Anyway, I am probably one of very few scrapbookers that subscribe to 2 monthly card kits and never make cards with them, and they only scrapbook with them. But hey, I love it. So anyway, I got distracted. These peel-offs are like these vinyl-y stickers, and they just finish off an edge. So if you don't want to like do an outline around the edge of something, or if you don't want to ink your edges, they just really finish off the edge. And I decided to go ahead and do my foiled pieces of paper with this really thin black pinstripe, just to reinforce. I don't want anyone to look at this, and if they know like I used a Mink machine with this, like, oh, your foiling was rough. Like I want it to look like I meant to have the black part still on the foiled pieces, because even though I might not have meant it, I knew it was a possibility because I was being cheap and reusing that foil. I just felt like adding that edge around those pieces kind of tied it in a little bit better, and it feels less disjointed to me. So honestly, that probably took the longest time, just getting those cuts right and putting it down there. So I am trying to figure out what I want to embellish, how I want to make this happen, and it's a struggle at first. Like I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I had kind of this vision in my head where I would have all these like lined up stripy bits, and then I would have a torn edge, and then I was thinking lined up stripy bits on the other side, but then I realized that that would be way too much and I wouldn't like the layout. So I thought, okay, well, how about if I span the torn edge here? Why don't I come up with something that I can make these stripy bits kind of mash up and mesh up with the other side of the page, trying to bring them together, because like I said, this blue is a little bit more blue and a little less teal, which is most of the other blues have a lot more teal. So I'm just trying to like get this worked out. So I'm playing around with these frames, and I'm looking through my papers because I want to back the frames, because I don't like the way they look with being able to see through them. I thought about bringing that polka dotted washi tape over to the other side. I thought that would span the gap. Like I would be like, okay, well, I'll just put some black over here and that'll span the gap. I won't even mess with these frames. I didn't like the way that looked. Didn't like it whatsoever. So I decided to use the washi tape as a pattern paper. And this is something that I do frequently. If I like my washi tape and I just don't have something that'll go like terrifically with it, washi tape is so awesome to do this with. So I love myself a good stacked washi, and I love using washi tape as pattern paper, which is probably why I'm so drawn to the big, like the big Altenew washi. Even though I haven't like pulled the trigger and actually purchased any of it yet, but I like to go on their website and drool over it. Just, window shopping. So I am filling up these little frames. I decided to use another piece of that pink ombre paper just to kind of bring that pink out a little bit more, because it is covered up a lot, and I know that this is going to be a busy layout. I know that there's a lot of colors going on here, and I know that I need to kind of make everything work together, but still kind of, I don't know, honor the funkiness of it. I don't know. It's really hard to describe what I'm thinking right now, because one part of my head is going, yes, get the funkiness happening. You've got yellow and teal and pink and little pops of this and gray and black and little pops of that. And I'm like, yes, embrace it. And then another part of my head is going, you just need to bring that pink a little bit over. And I think what it is if this blue was more of a teal blue, I wouldn't be freaking out so much of it in my head. Like there wouldn't be an issue. I would just be slapping it down on the page and we'd be getting it done. But there is a little bit of a thing going on in my head where I'm just trying to make sense of it. I used washi tape again on that wood grain frame, and that is some Amy Tangerine washi tape. I could not tell you which collection. My brain does not function that way. I can hardly ever remember what washi tape came from where. There used to be a company that would put their name on the inside of the washi tape label, and I think it was Little B. See, I can remember that because I used to see Little B all the time. I had some gray and white washi tape that I just loved from them, and they had their name on the inside of their washi tape tube, so I always knew who the washi tape belonged to. I guess I could write it on the outside, but frankly, I just don't care that much. Okay, back to the layout. So now I am figuring out what my title is going to be, and I'm thinking it's going to have to do something about making fries or cooking fries or prepping fries. And I mean, eventually I kind of cop out on my title and we just change it to Fun and Fries. I pulled that little ampersand sticker off, and then I also had this yellowy arrow sticker too. And since I had yellow throughout the page, I throw a little bit more in there. Like I've already got it on the page, a little bit more. Think a little bit more yellow and a little bit more yellow. And that's a little bit more wine, if any of you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so I decided to go with Fun and Fries. And at this point, I'm thinking maybe I need to add some glitter. I do not end up adding the glitter washi. So I still haven't really spanned the black side to this blue side. So I just decided to do a little black doodly border over there, and I'm like, that brings the black over to this side of the page, and we're gonna call that good. I'm pulling out these Bow Bunny enamel dots, and I just add a couple of the pink ones right over here. So this title is not only a title, but it's also an embellishment cluster. And then I'm over here because I felt like something needed to happen over on that upper left corner of the photo. But the circle, I just was not having the circle. So I have all these rectangles and all these squares, and I do have like a curved torn edge, But that circle was just not the right shape. Like, I was not feeling it whatsoever, did not like it, had to make that stop. It was like a hard no on that, a hard no. So I'm doing the same thing again here. I'm using that polka dotted washi tape to create another little piece of pattern paper to fit inside of this other square frame sticker. And I just pop it up there behind the photo, and I'm like, yes, this works. And then I'm looking at it and I'm like, ooh, I've got this wood grain. See, I'm still trying to do that circle, but no. We gotta put that back. I tried out the ticket to kind of mimic the long rectangles. That didn't work. And then I was like, oh, I've got this wood grain. I don't have wood grain anywhere else. So I grabbed this adventure heart and I put a little bit of a fun foam on it. So I went ahead and did that. So now I've got the wood grain in a couple places. I add another heart. Neither one of these pink hearts that I added really match any of the other pinks that are on this layout, but you know, it's all pink, so it's going on the layout. There's like nothing really to say about it, to think, do, say, anything. So yeah, I thought about adding some sequins, but ultimately that did not happen because I added the little pink enamel dots. So here are the close-ups, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening to my rambling. I will see you guys again real soon for another video.